All right, we're live. Wait, let me get a picture for Instagram. Smile.
I already sent a picture.
I want to request a ballot.
Yeah, Hall of Fame ballot for your boy.
All right, look mad cringe.
RC.
Wait.
You're always looking at cringe.
I know.
Are we live right now?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Smile.
Cheese. Dude.
Yo, get this cat. That's like.
Is he fucking licking his clit, dude? Come on.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Dubcast. This week, I'm rejoined by weekly guests Michael and Cam. Back to recap this week in NFL action and go over next week's picks. Starting it out. Guess who won the picks again? Me.
Mr.
8-5.
You won by one pick. Let's not get all high and mighty.
So I went 8-5-1 last week. Michael 8-6-7-1. I don't know why I just said 8. Cam 7-6-1. We all pushed on the Jags game. We'll talk about that when it happens. So overall record. My overall record 46-30-2, pretty crisp. Michael's looking at one game under 500, 22-23-1. Cam 5 games over 500, 25-20-1. So before we get into the specific games, any overlaying thoughts on this week?
I thought it was great football all around. I mean, probably the best weekend of football we've had so far. I mean, you can also loop in college football, a great week of Saturday. But, I mean, that Baltimore-Cincy game was electric. And pretty much the 4 o'clock whole slate was pretty entertaining to watch. Night game was kind of a doozy when it got delayed by a fucking hour and a half. But I thought overall it was a good week. I mean, we all ended up above 500 gambling-wise. Oh,
No.
Mikey was close. Well, sorry. Mikey was one game below. The push kind of fucked him, but that's based off Dubs Nerf lines, I think. But
true, even though it's not true. Yeah, unfortunately, I was boots on the ground in Ohio State, so I was in the airport on Sunday, so I missed.
Sick.
Yeah, I got some of the action. So at the end of the 1 o'clock and the beginning of the 4 o'clock, and then the end of the 4 o'clock. So also watched like maybe half the Cowboys game because fuck the Storm. All right, Michael, did you watch this weekend?
Watched the Jets get
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Sad. And then I watched the Mets also lose. So, yeah. And then I also watched the Chiefs game yesterday, which was tough for me because this was the first week I bet against the Chiefs. But
we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I was watching the Jets game, and then my flight took off, and I got to see that last drive, and then bet Jets money line, so that was L. All right, let's dive into the game by game breakdown. So first game, Thursday Night Football, Bucks at Falcons. Falcons -1.5. I'll say this for the record: these are recorded on Tuesday, so these are Tuesday spreads. I was on the Falcons. Cam, I think, had the Bucks. Mikey, I forget what you had, but
Falcons.
I was on the Bucks. No, you flip-flopped them. Yeah.
Pretty electric game. Coming down to OT, the Bucks, just horrible clock management. What did you guys see from this game?
Yeah, kind of going off what I originally said, like Thursday night kind of kicked it off. Probably the best Thursday night game, I think, on Prime Video, honestly. I mean, both teams were high-flying offenses, NFC South, kind of shitty defense. But I honestly thought Baker played pretty well, even in the loss. But, I mean, Kirk Cousins with the game-winning drive or game-tying drive before the end of the fourth quarter, and then OT, they kind of handled it there. I think poor clock management, not just on the Bucks, but the Falcons too, like kind of giving Koo a chance after missing 2 back-to-back field goals early on, making it a 50-plus yarder to send it into OT. Thankfully, he banged it in for the Falcons, but I mean, I wasn't really putting too much on that game overall. I just thought it was very entertaining.
True.
This was one of the first high scoring Thursday night games.
Yeah, you had the under.
Tough,
In
I had
this
the under. Thought it was a
focus
lot.
five.
Tough.
Yeah. I also didn't watch this game because the Mets were game 3 of the wild card series. High roll from Dub. But yeah, 500 yards from Kirk.
Go.
Big money Kirk. Yeah.
Kirktober.
Kirktober. Yeah, I don't really have any thoughts on this game.
I made a parlay in the parking lot of Raising Cane's in Seekonk before I got back to work. I had to haul ass back to work, and everything hit except Bijan touchdown. So fuck Bijan. Would have been rich. Next game, Sunday morning, Jets Vikings. Vikings minus 2.5. The Vikings win 23-17. I had the Jets. Not good. That was one of my focus 5. I don't think there's anything to do but to go to our resident Jet fan. Your take from this game and across the pond.
To wake up on Sunday morning at 9:25, roll out of bed, and get to watch like the worst first half of football was nice and fun. Down 17-0, I think, at one point. They did come back and they had that final drive with like I think it started with 3 minutes left in the game. And then to throw that pick on to Stephon Gilmore, the former Patriot, hated in New York. Sucks because it was definitely PI, but that's a whole nother story. The refs in this game were horrible. DJ Reed was eating sauce, dropping a pick in the end zone. Horrible. I don't know. It was, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back for Woody Johnson because former ambassador to the UK for the United States, his boys got embarrassed in England and they didn't want Rob back. So, yeah, it sucked. They definitely could have won that game. Sam Darnold did not look good. After like the first 2 drives, I think they moved the ball pretty well early in the game, and then they couldn't do anything. Got gifted a pick 6, and they only scored 23, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not good. Not a good football game.
Yeah.
I have a couple of things that I took issue with that you just said, but I'll let it go since you're a Jets fan. Concern level with Rodgers, and you have like 3.5 picks.
Concern level with Rodgers in general, like 2
out of 10.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Their offensive line needs to step it up. He's been hit like 19 or 22 times in the last 2 games or something like that. Something crazy. And when they get Devontae tomorrow morning, when Aaron reports it on McAfee Wednesday morning.
I thought he was on Tuesdays.
He's on Tuesday. Yeah,
but he wasn't on today because today was the day that Rob died.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy's wired in.
Dude, every day at work, every day I go to work in the cafeteria. It's the Pat McAfee show, and I want to like bang my head against the table. I hate that.
Now it's a quality show.
Stop. Anyways, so all right, like I feel like we're on a fairy tale ride now. Now we're getting Adams tomorrow. Everything's fine. No concern level. You're 2-3. Rodgers is
2-3, playing for the lead in the AFC East to this Monday night.
True.
Yeah.
This guy's not falling.
I think those London games are always weird too. I mean, that's kind of a pick 'em no matter who plays. And that AFC East team or the AFC East division itself, like I get the Josh Allen Bills hype, but they're also extremely inconsistent. The Dolphins don't have a quarterback. We know what the Patriots are. I think the Jets shouldn't be jumping off a bridge right now. I wouldn't be as confident as I would be if I was a Jets fan as Mikey, but I also wouldn't be panicking like anybody else in the national media. Thankfully, I had the Vikings in this. I don't know if it's a sign of comfort seeing how they can win when Donald, like Mikey said, didn't play that great. kind of going back to what I said, those London games are always just kind of a pick 'em in my mind. Doesn't really matter who is playing who. But kind of interesting topic. I assumed Dub was going to kind of go into this after. But Mikey, I was curious to hear about your thoughts on Salah getting the boot from the team earlier today.
Definitely took it as a surprise. I wasn't surprised that he was fired. I just thought it would not be till like at least 8 to 10 games into the year. This is the first time a Jets coach has ever been fired in the middle of a season with Johnsons as owners.
How long has he been there, the owner?
Like 25 or 23 years or something like that. And the Jets have had some horrible coaches that haven't been fired. Adam Gase started like 0-9 or 0-12 in a year, didn't get fired. I was not surprised to say. Feel free to leave a comment.
All right.
It did surprise me to have like some of the reporting out of it, and then watching like the national media shows being like, oh, they're just scapegoating Salah and all that sort of stuff, give him a chance to succeed. But the Jets have had the worst quarterback play in the last 3 years, and they've also had the same sort of stuff going on this year when they're have Aaron Rodgers and they're supposed to be a better football team. They're supposed to be disciplined. They lead the league in penalties. They're horrible in the first halves of games. They're the worst first half team in the league over like his coaching reign, I guess. And I don't know. Hopefully this will get a spark in the guys, but I don't know. We'll see. Big game this week against the Bills, though.
Yeah. I was just kind of surprised. Like, I thought, do you think they kind of had to make the DC the interim head coach because it would have been too loud around Rodgers if they made Hackett the interim head coach?
I still think Hackett could be gone this week.
You do? Okay. Because I just don't know. I don't really follow the Jets like local media, so I don't really know.
Jeff Ulbrich, who's now the interim head coach, said in his press conference today that they're going to be over the next like 2 days. They're going to be going through every like coaching spot, every position player, all that sort of stuff, and like making the best decision for the team. And Hackett should not have a job as an offensive coordinator in the league. He's just there because they had to get Aaron Rodgers there somehow last year, which makes me wonder if they'll fire him. I think they could do like a position swap with one of their other offensive coaches, have someone else call the plays or something like that, but keep him just to like save face, I guess. But
yeah, quarterbacks coach.
I don't know. They could be changing play callers, I would say, this week.
All right. Coming from the audience, we have a question. Friend of the show, Cam Bain, or a comment more like. He says, bring back Zach Wilson. Aaron Rodgers throws 3 picks and gets the coach fired. What the heck? Michael, your response.
It's
a high intelligent comment.
Aaron Rodgers did not have a great game, but at least the offense has a ceiling with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, with Zach Wilson at quarterback. Their ceiling is maybe having 1 touchdown drive in a game.
Wait, yeah, I agree with that.
You just said at least they have a ceiling. What does that even like?
No, a higher ceiling.
Yeah, they have a high ceiling. With Zach Wilson at quarterback, they're going to score 12 points a game and turn the ball over 3 times and every week. That's just going to be it. Their defense has to do everything for them. With Aaron Rodgers, like the defense can ball out. They can go for picks, even though they're probably going to drop them all when they have 2 hands on them. But, yeah.
All right. Enough of this Jets talk. We've been on this for 5 minutes. We'll talk about them when their game comes up next week. So, next game, Panthers-Bears. Panthers +4, as I read it. Yeah, this was a brick for me. Panthers got destroyed. 36-10. Cam, your time, boots on the ground. What's the mood in Charlotte right now? I believe you had Bears.
There is still a decent amount of hope for Andy Dalton leading the helm for the Panthers, which blows my fucking mind. But I had the Bears in this one. Can't see Andy Dalton carrying this team any further than maybe 2 wins for the rest of the year. I think they actually might be going back to Bryce at some point. I think it gets really disastrous. I mean, there's still a lot of football left in the season. But yeah, I'm going to take probably any spread against the Panthers unless I'm actually boots on the ground. And then even then, I might double down and do a parlay with the touchdown
Take
score for the
double
other
their
team.
spread.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'll pass over to Mike on that.
The fact that their head coach said after the game that they put Bryce Young in because they had offensive line injuries and they wanted to
Kill Bryce Young.
yeah, exactly. It was
Kamikaze for
honestly
Bryce
wild that your head coach is saying that about your number 1 overall pick of last year. But I guess Bears offense looked pretty good. DeAndre Swift having 2 good weeks in a row is good for my fantasy team, but yeah.
No fantasy talk on this, bro. Bad reviews from the 3 comments we got on
DJ Moore, 2 touchdowns.
Nice. Roshan did well. Yeah, this game was already over when I landed, so I don't really have any thoughts in it. Bears, I think, are going to be a team that just teeters on. Sometimes they have really good games, sometimes they have really bad games. You just can never tell. Panthers, probably a bottom 2 or 3 team in the NFL. Moving forward, another a really good game. Ravens-Bengals. Bengals plus 2.5. Missed overtime of this one, but caught the late part of it. Ravens make a little bit of a comeback. Bengals, I believe, missed a kick in overtime. Correct me if that's wrong. Then the Ravens go and hit one. Ravens win 41-38. They cover the 2.5. I think we all had the Ravens, so good job all around.
Glad we did.
Team
Bengals are 1-4.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what I see from this Bengals offense. I think the Bengals should have won that game, and I don't know how. It sounded like you didn't see the end of the game, but in overtime, essentially, it was a not so perfect snap. It wasn't terrible, but the holder kind of fucked it up. McPherson couldn't get his full leg on the ball. Probably should have won that game based off that kick, but Lamar just made some insane backyard football plays that, I mean, if you haven't seen the highlight already, I mean, you can look it up right now. It's kind of like superhuman-esque, but they are just so much of a backyard football team where it doesn't make me rely on them to be successful moving forward. It just seems like there can be a lot bad to happen when they kind of extend plays like that. But I mean, it was a very interesting game and kept my attention throughout the entire game, 3.5 hours. So
I didn't watch this game.
Nice.
Are you gonna watch any football games, Mike?
Yeah, I feel like you've been lacking. No,
like
dude, baseball's on.
Baseball was electric.
Even though Mikey's not a fan of the specific team, by the way, for the audience, he's a baseball fan.
No,
so he just likes what
he became. He
became a Mets fan. When was this, in the past 2 months? Or
magically? No, he was
3 years ish.
You need to get like 2 or 3 TVs.
Yeah. Or
if you're
just a computer.
If you're gonna be a playoff baseball guy, you got to get 2 or 3 TVs. Yeah, I was kind of in and out. I like my flight left as soon as that game went into overtime, so I missed the end of it. But it seemed like a pretty rock solid game, back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar sick. Mark Andrews had a clutch catch, but I think he has like 3 catches on the year, so he sucks. Next game, Bills at Texans. Another good game, it sounds like. I actually did catch the end of this one. Bills came back from 10 points, I believe, and then they just screwed up the clock. I was watching Red Zone in the airport, and Scott Hansen was so mad that they were like throwing the ball. He was like irate, like the most mad I've ever seen him. He's like, "What are they doing? This is blasphemous! Like, I can't believe they're throwing the ball." But Texans walk it off. I believe Fairbairn hit like a 50-something yarder.
59.
Yeah.
I had the Texans. I think you guys, at least Cam, had the Bills.
Yeah, I had the Bills. Well, I didn't know Stefan was banging Cardi B 8 months pregnant.
Oh yeah, what is up
if
with
I
that?
did know that, I probably would have picked Stefan for being an absolute dog. But that just seems like a lot of baby in that kind of situation. But I don't know. Hey, whatever gets you a win against the Bills, I guess. But good for them. I'll take the loss on that if he's willing to sacrifice that.
It's a revenge game for him too.
I think he played decent. Like, he didn't make any massive plays. I think he had, like, 6 for 70 or something like that. But still, like, a decent game. And then I think the Bills didn't really execute that well on offense, but still very, like, kind of different from the Ravens game. I thought that it was more defensive and kind of not turnover heavy, but the offense wasn't clicking as much. I mean, the Ravens game was like 38-38 going into OT, as opposed to the Texans kick a game-winning field goal at the end of the game to make it 23-20. But good for Stephon. Me impregnating a baby. That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard rumor mill that Stephon Diggs had the police, or Josh Allen had the police at his house the game before the Bengals playoff loss, and that's what started this whole rift between them. I don't know what happened, but that's what I saw on Twitter. Michael, you catch this one?
Nope.
All right.
Josh
Next
Allen
game.
9 for 30 passing.
Yeah, I saw you had 9 completions.
Yeah, that was bad.
I
heard that he got slammed and head snapped back to a and they didn't take him out of the game.
No, he came out for a play.
He's not a bitch made cat.
Mitch came in for one play and handed it off, and then he came back in.
Cool.
Next game, Jags Colts. Jags -3. I was on the Jags and the over. Over was a smash. Richardson got ruled out shortly after we filmed. Flacco comes in. Jaguars were up big and then almost let the Colts come back into the game. Colts wide receivers have been pretty solid. Alec Pierce has looked good. Pittman's always a boss. And then Downs, yeah, they've been solid. Mo Alley Cox, former VCU Ram, big touchdown in there. Also had a drop that that did pretty much cost them a lot, but no JT either. So I don't know. This Colts team continues to be kind of a tough team to bet on, but I think this is my favorite team to bet on because I've had them tracked to a T. Cam, your thoughts on this one?
I feel like they're one of my least favorite teams to bet on because I haven't been tracking them. It's more just inconsistent play every single time I watch them. I feel more comfortable betting on them when Flacco is the quarterback, honestly, because when Richardson starts, I don't know if he's going to run for 2 touchdowns or if he's going to get hurt on the first drive and then Flacco's going to play the rest of the game. So, I mean, we'll see what I am deciding moving forward, but for week 6, but I don't know. I can't really track them as well as you host the podcast, Stubby.
There's just teams that you get good vibes off that you know what's going to happen.
Fair. That's me with the Packers. I've been reading the Packers from fucking week 1.
Michael, do I need to ask?
Trevor Lawrence had a good game. First good game of the year, I want to say. Something else to keep an eye on is Tank. Out snapped Travis Etienne by half.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Did Etienne get hurt at all? I was confused by that.
He's on the trade block.
We're gonna ride it on hand. I'm pretty sure it's what Doug said, basically.
That was the one game I didn't want to watch, honestly. So didn't really even watch the highlights of it, but I just saw that one Tank run and then the Thomas catch for 85 yards or whatever.
I was watching that while I was just watching Red Zone, but I had 2 picks on that in the Focus 5, so that was a focus point. Anyways, Travis Etienne's on the trade block. Had him anytime on my parlay. He screwed that up, but so did Alexander Madison, so it didn't matter. But fuck him for that, for losing his job to Tank. What?
So Tank's a dog.
All right. Next game, Dolphins Pats. This was a brutal one. Pats -1. It was basically a pick 'em at close. I don't know what it ended as. Probably could have swapped a bit. I think it might have even been Dolphins -1.5. But Dolphins win 15-10. Did see the Jalen Polk play. Dumb rule, but it's about the rules in football, so it is what it is. I'm not going to have too big of a gripe with that. When you have 10 points all game, you can't be waiting until the last 2 minutes to score. Seems like the Dolphins just chipped away with field goals. Did they even score a touchdown?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
yes, they did. Their fullback scored a touchdown to basically seal the game.
Gotcha. Well, let's save the quarterback talk for their next week game. But
fair.
Your thoughts from this game, Cam?
I thought the Polk call was kind of bullshit, but then it's also I kind of don't mind them losing this game, looking to the long term. As you mentioned, we'll get into the quarterback play going into week 6, but it was kind of just tough to watch. It's a Patriots game. They're going to gruel it out. They can't outscore many opponents, so it's basically going to be the defense carrying them, and then hopefully they can take advantage of the opportunities, maybe score a touchdown, and then kick field goals in good field position. But definitely, like you said, didn't do a good enough job early on to seal themselves a win. Hence why they lost the game and having to rely on Jacoby to throw a game-winning touchdown pass. But yeah, pass over to Mike.
I have no thoughts. Didn't watch it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything.
Very insightful.
If you're losing to this iteration of the Dolphins, this season's not going to go well.
Yeah, fair.
We'll see what happens with Drake. We'll talk about that when that game comes up next week. Rounding out the 1 o'clock slate, Browns at Commanders. Commanders -3. The Browns are looking like one of the worst 5 teams in the football. They lose 34-13. One of those touchdowns was late, garbage time. Deshaun is even a top 30 quarterback in the NFL. It's not. I don't know. It's not like. I mean, who do you put down there? Brissett, and then it's like after that, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's Jameis time. Give me a little bit of entertainment for this Browns team. Deshaun's not doing it for me.
They can't though because of the contract.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jameis would be just so much more fun to watch. He's given out the most electric pregame speeches as the backup quarterback. Like, imagine if he's the starter.
I know, but we all agree with you, but they can't do it. They gave out the worst contract in NFL history, fully guaranteed to Deshaun. You can't. I mean, he has 3 years left on that thing. Like, you can't sit him out. They gotta like fake an injury or do the old Tyrod Taylor and just like inject him with something and get him
Fair.
Pierce is long.
Yeah.
Give him the COVID vaccine, then he'll be out.
All right. No politics on the street.
I had to sneak it in.
Yeah, I mean,
I had the skins all the way on that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about Jaden. I know he hasn't really played the best competition, but I think he's definitely one of the more electric quarterbacks to watch. Very entertaining, and I just like rooting for this team because they don't really have any expectations going into the year, and now all of a sudden they're I think they're leading the NFC East. If I'm not mistaken. So. I mean, I think it's an easy team to root for in a different way than the Lions from last year, but I just think they're a fun team to watch and one that doesn't impact the team that I obviously mainly root for. So,
yeah, they're basically built not like the Texans of last year because their defense wasn't supposed to be good, and I don't know if I would say it is all that great. But yeah, like the Texans of last year, they didn't have that much expectations. It was supposed to be like a building block year for the year after. But they're, I feel like, just an overall good football team. They haven't been playing the greatest of competition, but Jaden Daniels didn't look like electric as he did the previous couple weeks, completing just over half of his passes. He did rush for 80, 90 something yards, I want to say. But when you're playing the Browns and they can't move the ball at all, and Deshaun Watson's your quarterback, you kind of don't really have to do too much on offense, and you can just sort of kill the game. But yeah.
Yeah, defense might be suspect, but I mean, that offense, they really have it humming. So I like the Commanders moving forward. I do think there's a slight chance that Jaden has a bit of a cool down couple weeks. I need my Caleb Williams rookie of the year bet to hit, but that's not looking great right now. But things happen. Right now, there's no denying he's the best quarterback, our best rookie quarterback in the league right now. But all the rookie quarterbacks that have gone in have played pretty well. So
they're all over 500.
Yeah, interested to see how this race continues to play out. Marv has had a bit of a cool down too, so it's probably rookie of the year is probably going to come down to one of the quarterbacks. So really interested to see how that ends. Now moving to the 4 o'clock slate, we had Raiders at Broncos. I thought with all the disastrous Raiders locker room talk and the Antonio Pierce speech that the boys would be fired up, but they go out and lay a stinker. Gardner gets pulled like, what was that, mid-third quarter. Broncos 34, Raiders 18. Michael, did you watch the 4 o'clock slate?
Not this game, but I did call it the Broncos would be. This is right when the Mets game started. I think I started at like 3 o'clock, so I was locked in for that. Took a dub. But both of you had the Raiders. I had the Broncos. Figured that they'd have their like 1 week of pep talk from Antonio Pierce the week before, and then this week would sort of just not have a great game. And this Broncos defense is good, and if Bo Nix cannot turn the ball over too much and just play mistake-free football, they'll be a good team. Seems like Javante's also got his legs under him a little bit. He had like the first 4 weeks weren't great. He was averaging like 2 yards a carry or something like that, but their running game's been okay the past 2 weeks, so that's an improvement.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but this Broncos team reminds me of a little bit more effective offensive team than the Patriots, but they're very similar in the aspect that their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games this year. So I think the Broncos are going to be a team that they beat the teams that they should, and then they're probably going to get kind of not blown out, but probably lose to the majority of the teams that they should be losing to.
They haven't got blown out all year, I don't think.
No, but I also don't think that they've played. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they've played much competition, especially in that AFC West division with the Chiefs there. I was also on the same side as W with the Raiders, hopefully making a bounce back off of the loss. But, took a loss on that one. I mean, Bo Nix actually looked pretty well. I kind of like the fire between him and Sean Payton on the sideline as well. But, yeah, I'm interested to see what the Broncos do moving forward.
Fuck Sean Payton. I hope they lose every game.
Okay.
But no, this team's good. I like them being good, but I just wish Sean Payton wasn't their coach.
Okay.
Next game, Cardinals 49ers. 49ers minus 7.5. Now's my chance to take my victory lap. Believe you guys both had the 49ers. Cam, your favorite team, the Cardinals. I told you these NFC West games are very close. Cardinals win outright. 49ers are 2-3. This is not looking good. This Thursday night game is going to be really important. I don't know. Caught the end of this one. Didn't really see most of it just due to being in the airport and everything. But is it panic time for the 49ers? Because they have most of their offensive weapons back besides McCaffrey, who they haven't had all year.
Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't really recognize. I mean, obviously McCaffrey dominated last year and was in the MVP final voting. But I don't think we kind of recognized how much he directly impacts this offense as a whole, and especially the running game. I thankfully kind of live bet the Cardinals, even though the 49ers were up. The way that they were playing was not what I liked at all. Even though I took a loss on the Dubcast, I ended up winning some money on the Cardinals, ended up coming back and winning. But yeah, I'm not super concerned. I think that Purdy and then the weapons that they have can definitely make a push towards the playoffs and maybe even the extended playoffs. But they definitely have a lot more to work on for the rest of the season.
Michael?
I have no thoughts.
Okay.
just trying to find Brock Purdy statistics on the year.
So
I wasn't that high on him
great.
going into the year, and he hasn't looked great.
No,
he's been fine. There's these cool things on YouTube. The NFL posts a recap of every game, so you can just watch every game in 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't know.
Shout out to our sponsor, YouTube.
Facts. Next one, last game at 4. Or no, I lied. 2 more games at 4 o'clock. So Packers at Rams. Rams plus 3.5. Packers. I know me and Cam had the Packers. Mikey, I'm not sure what you had. Same. Okay, well, Packers cover. It got close though. Rams looked like at home they're gonna make a little run to at least cover the spread. But I mean, this Rams team is just, it sucks watching them play because they could be really good if they had all their offensive weapons. But yeah, I didn't see really a lot of this game either. But
I actually threw a little bit of a daytime game time parlay for touchdowns. I had Brian Robinson and Jamar Chase, and then there's one other guy, and then Jacobs, and then thankfully Jacobs kind of sealed it home, 10 to win, 250. So that was clutch. I really like this Packers team, especially when Jordan Love's the quarterback. even when he's not, I still think that they can end up win games with Malik Willis. But I mean, I think they're just scrappy. Even though the Rams end up coming back kind of in garbage time to make it a close game, they didn't really have that much fight. Like Dub said, they didn't really have any weapons on offense. It was kind of difficult to even watch their offensive side of the ball, especially in the first half. But I think I like this Packers team moving forward throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, Jordan Love's my guy. I am a Stafford guy as well. So Rams 1-4 now. It's not looking good. I mean, nothing's impossible, but I do like the Packers a lot moving forward. I think they've been shown that they can get it done when they need to, besides that Vikings loss and the Eagles loss, I guess. But those are both pretty close games.
Mhm.
NFC North is a real damn good division. All four of those teams, I think, are pretty solid. Besides
Agreed.
maybe the Bears, but I mean they're still like decent enough.
3-2, so
Yeah, so that'll be really interesting to see who comes out of that division alive. Last game, Giants Seahawks. Me and Mikey had the Seahawks -6. They get upset at home. No Malik Neighbors, no Devin Singletary, no problem. Giants win by 9. After being down 7-0 after fumbling on the 1-yard line, and the kid runs it all the way back. So I mean, I don't know what really happened with this one. I landed, and all of a sudden the Giants were up like 2 scores. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I mean, I had the Giants in. Yeah, I had the Giants in this one. I mean, they dominated the majority of the game, and then the Seahawks ended up coming back. It was kind of sketchy. It didn't really seem realistic that the Seahawks would be down by that much throughout the entirety of the game. And then they end up coming back with a chance to tie it and send it to overtime. And then Isaiah Simmons makes one of the most athletic plays I've seen on a field goal block, and then end up taking it to the house to seal it. But yeah, I mean, that was a tough game to bet on, but I don't know. The spread was one of the bigger ones of the week, and I just thought I'll take the dog on that, and thankfully it paid off for me on the Dubcast.
I feel like this game makes me more concerned about the Seahawks than it does make me feel good about the Giants.
Yeah,
the
agreed.
Giants 3-3. I was thinking about that today. Or they?
That's the NFC East, baby.
2-3. Yeah, they haven't played 6 games yet.
I mean, the Giants aren't a bad football team. They have a decent defense. They don't have
It's just they're
secondary really, but it's just Daniel Jones is a scary proposition.
I mean, he's
that
looked
and
like
their
fine.
weapons too.
He's
I mean,
looked
it's
fine over the past 2 weeks.
I mean, the fact that he won a game without his number one target kind of impressed me a little bit. I mean, it also wasn't like they didn't. It's not like a Patriots win where it's like 12-10. Like they put up. Like they put up at least 20. Even though the field goal block obviously made it 29 or 30 or whatever it was, but I mean, they ended up putting at least 20 points up. Like it's definitely not like they're struggling to score points, at least in the single digits, maybe even the low tens. But I don't know. I just don't feel confident in the Giants team against. I don't really like that Seahawks team either, so it's kind of tough to pick on which. Like Mikey said, this is definitely more of a wake up call for the Seahawks than it is. I feel very confident in the Giants.
Yeah, even the Giants last week against the Cowboys, they moved the ball well. They just couldn't
finish
5 field goals or something like that.
Yeah.
So the Giants' offense has looked at least okay the past 2 weeks. We'll see how they do against the Bengals defense, which is not good.
It's terrible. Yeah.
I liked the Seahawks before this week, but this is starting to give me a lot of pause on them. I don't know. I think they could be like last year, potentially middling, miss the playoffs. We'll have to see what happens. Sunday night, we can go over this one pretty quick. I mean, I don't think any of us stayed up besides maybe Mikey. The game got delayed. Halftime is at
this
like
is the 11. One fucking game you watched. That's wild.
Of course, it makes perfect sense. There's no baseball on at 11 p.m. I had Cowboys. You guys had Steelers. Another one where I take a victory lap. Maybe you guys should start listening to me. I don't know. But Michael, what your thoughts on this game? I think the Cowboys came back late. I didn't even I woke up on Monday and didn't even really see what happened. It looked like everyone was reacting like the Cowboys lost, but then they won. So I didn't really know what was happening.
Yeah, it was. I think CD was targeted like 5 times in the first drive, and then just never again.
Yeah, non-existent.
I don't know. The Steelers just I don't know. It's just a weird team to root for. Like they can't do anything on offense. People don't like George Pickens. It seems like in the NFL, he's like a hard guy to he's a hard guy to get along with, I guess.
So is every wide receiver, though.
I mean, there's some nice guys.
Name one.
Cooper Kupp.
Of course he's white. All right. Anyways,
this is the game that I was expecting of Dak last week against the Giants, but he decided to do it this week against the Steelers, where he just throws for 1,000,000 yards and none of it actually matters until the end of the game, where they get it done on 4th down, I think it was, to win the game.
Basically a buzzer beater. Yeah.
Yeah. But this makes me no more confident in the Cowboys.
That he did have one. I was watching the first half. That pick he threw right before the half was fucking atrocious. Like, you've been in NFL for 10 years, bro. Like, please spare me. I will say I did throw my last bonus bet on this before I left FanDuel land in Ohio and came back to no sportsbook land in Rhode Island.
Shitty Rhode Island.
Yeah, so hit that. That was hype. Kind of saved my weekend. Only really made money on UFC. Failed college picks, but we can talk about that later. Kind of NFL kind of saved me a bit, but so I was happy to see that the Cowboys won when I woke up. First thing I did was check the score when I woke up at 6 in the morning, but that's neither here nor there. Monday night, last game of the week, Saints Chiefs. Cam, me and you were on the Chiefs. Michael broke the cardinal rule of the podcast. He bet against the Chiefs. Looked like for a second there that the Saints might have it. And then the Chiefs
never did.
When they scored. Scored.
The Chiefs could have won this game 50-7. They just were like bitching around in the red zone. They couldn't get anything done. That pick for that big man was hilarious.
That was so dumb.
It was great. Gave me a little bit of hope, honestly, because I think it was like a 10-point game for a while. Just had to get a touchdown, get it within 5, but couldn't get it done. Derek Carr being out now for maybe 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. It's going to be tough for the Saints to overcome now that they're 2-3, which isn't great. And is their division even any good?
No.
What division?
NFC South. Definitely. The answer is no. I don't
know. They're solid. I mean, the Panthers are shit, but I like the Falcons and the Bucks.
Okay.
I don't know. The Saints have a lot to overcome now. Losing this game.
The Saints are done. They were 2-0, and everyone wanted to crown them the best team in the NFL, and then they've lost 3 straight.
I didn't understand the hype around them. I mean, the Chiefs, kind of going to what Mikey said in his first take, I don't think the Chiefs were kind of just like dilly-dallying. I think their whole point was to try and run clock, and I think I mentioned this either last week or the week before, but it seems like they're just kind of content. Like, they seem just so relieved of coming out with wins as opposed to just stomping teams. I mean, granted, they handled the game the entire time, but it's also the Chiefs win again. They are still undefeated, back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Like, you can't really shit on them as much as you want to, even though, especially me and Dub are Pats fans, it could be easy to look at. But, I mean, I don't know. This team is just extremely talented, whether it's whoever's at Patty's weapons. Patty will find a way to get someone the ball in a certain situation. And even that pick, like, it might have been a little behind Juju, but, I mean, every play that Pat made other than that looked extremely well, and Juju had his best game, arguably, of his career.
That was ridiculous.
Even though he was probably the worst receiver on the Patriots roster last year. Then he sends one dick pick, gets cut, and then becomes the number 1 option on the Chiefs.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, look it up. That's why he got cut, bro. He sent a dick. He didn't send a dick pic. He put it on his story like a clown because he was probably too boozed up, and then he got cut because Robert was like, "We can't be doing that," even though Robert likes happy endings
from his high horse.
Yeah,
dude.
Exactly.
No talking about Robert and the happy endings in the stream. All right, we're friends of the craft.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
friends of the crafts. Don't take us down, Mr. Kraft. But no, I mean, this Chiefs team is just tough, as Dub mentioned, to bet against. So I ended up going with them, and thankfully it paid off. But they're going to definitely have to lock in and kind of put games away in order to continue to be able to bet against them for the spread.
Travis Kelce, a little bit of a renaissance. Kareem Allen or Kareem Hunt. I don't know why I say Kareem Allen. Kareem Hunt looks pretty solid, just getting the yards they needed to. So yeah, I don't think this Chiefs team's going anywhere, and we all agree on that. So
Yeah.
finally, our recap of Week 5.
I think they're a
in the
bad
books.
football team.
What'd you say?
They're a bad football team.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes is tied for the most picks in the league.
All right. Keep betting against them.
Yeah, he does. He knows better. All right.
I should know better.
Moving to Week 6 now.
Hey, we didn't go over
No
our
focus 5.
We do that before we give the focus 5, my guy.
We did. Yeah, we argued about that last week.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't know why you guys
Sorry.
want to get to that. Well, Mikey, I know why you want to, but all right, first game. One of the toughest games to pick this week. 49ers head to Seattle. I saw Seattle plus 3.5. I'll lead us off, I guess. My pick here, I'll take the Seahawks and the points. It's not great, but the 49ers have not really looked like a team that can even put teams away besides the Patriots. On the road, too, this is kind of, I mean, it's like this would be a hammer on the 49ers if the Seahawks didn't also just have a very embarrassing loss. So it's like, you know, embarrassing loss versus embarrassing loss. I think it's going to be a very close game. I could see the 49ers winning by a field goal, or I could see the Seahawks just outright winning. I don't think the 49ers are done yet. I think when they get McCaffrey back, they could just win like 8 games in a row. I think last year they won like 7 games in a row after they lost that Monday night game to the Vikings. So this is not an indictment on the 49ers. I think it's just a happenstance of circumstance. I don't know what that even means, but I think the Seahawks can get this done, get the spread done. It is tight, but 3.5, we take those for the Seahawks. Michael, your pick.
I'm with you on it. At home for Seattle's usually a pretty good home field advantage. 3.5 at home. What?
12 man.
Yeah. 3.5 at home, more than a field goal, which is good. I think that the Seahawks will win this game outright also. Yeah, coming off a bad loss to the Giants, which is, I feel like, low-key a rivalry, Giants and Seahawks, which is weird. I don't know. Those teams just go together in my mind. Yeah, I don't like this 49ers team. I'm not like the biggest Brock fan. He runs their system pretty well, but without Christian McCaffrey to take all of the defense's attention away from like their 2 other good, Brandon Ayuk's a good receiver. I wouldn't put him in the great or like top 10. Maybe I'd put him top 15. But without Christian McCaffrey, defenses can take him away and sort of let Jordan Mason do his thing, which is not like letting Christian McCaffrey do his thing, which I think is important. I'm thinking the Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, kind of going based off Dub's logic, I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, this just reeks of San Fran to win, unless Seattle also lost in an embarrassing kind of fashion to the Giants. I would definitely take the home team plus points on a Thursday night, especially when it's more than a field goal. So I'm going to go with Seahawks. Might even parlay that with the touchdown scorer, but we'll get that to a later segment.
Yes, we will.
Okay. Brief intermission. We have another fan-submitted comment from a friend of the show again.
Oh, another campaign. The one fan.
He wonders, Jared Goff or Christian McCaffrey, whose wife is hotter?
I don't know
what Jared Goff's wife is.
I know, isn't Christian's wife like Miss Rhode Island / Miss Universe?
Yeah.
I mean,
they got married in Newport like this summer.
Cam was probably there. That's probably why he's asking about it. But, not. I don't know what Jared. This doesn't seem like a pod conversation, but I'll pass it over to the host of the pod if he has an answer.
Yeah, I was trying to set up a thing so I could screen share. I'll give you a definitive answer in 1 second. Someone stall.
Oh, okay.
Her name's Kristen Harper.
Yeah, I'm not liking this look. Looks like she's had a lot of work done.
Oof.
I think they probably both had a lot of work done.
But Christian McCaffrey's wife, you might not know. Yeah, I'll take Christian McCaffrey's wife.
I agree.
Right. Host of the, yep, that's a dig. Yep.
All right,
beats
there's majority.
one, whatever my vote would be. Yeah, go ahead.
Next one. Wait, so you picked the Seahawks, Cam?
Yeah.
All right, so
Team ride.
we all agree on that.
Yes, sir.
Next game, another London game. Jags versus Bears. Bears minus 2.5. Is that you didn't see that spread?
Oh no, sorry.
All
I'm just shaking my head on the Bears being favored, but yeah, I'll
We'll
let you
kick it
keep
to you
going.
then. Take us away.
I mean, that's a home game for the Jags, especially coming off a win in London against this shitty, inconsistent Bears team. Give me the Jags plus points every single day of the week.
Michael?
Taking the 1-4 Jags is they got a little breathing room for Doug to keep his job for maybe 2 more weeks until they lose the next 2 games, including this one against the Bears in London. I'm taking the Bears.
What makes you say that? You just don't think the Jags are good?
I don't think the Jags are good. I think the Bears are an overall better team, like from everything other than the quarterback. And that's like a conversation you can have, how bad Trevor's been this year, except for this past week. But I mean,
you have that much faith in Caleb?
No, I don't. But I think the rest of the team is good enough to beat the rest of the Jaguars team, which isn't really a good way to think about things because the quarterback's the most important position. But I don't think the difference between those 2 quarterbacks is so great that it'll be, yeah.
Debbie?
I'll break the tie and I'll go with the Jags. I agree with Cam. London.
Oh, shit.
London they go back there time and time again. I mean, last week it wasn't a great win, but it was a win. And a team like the Bears, you just really don't know what you're going to get week to week. Same with the Jags. So I'm picking the quote unquote home team. The Jags they go to London every year. They're used to this. They know what it's like to play in London. Bears rookie quarterback, bunch of new guys, and the team heading to London all together. I don't know. Things could get weird. There's clubs in London. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. I think Bears being 3-2 are a little bit too big for their britches. I think 3-3 is in their future. Jags, Doug's got to save his job. Legacy game. Could see this being very low scoring. Jags win something like 20 to 14, 17, something like that. This might be a shitty game. I don't know if I'm
I low-key love exact score. Jags win 20-14 after W said that, not going to lie.
I think there might be a little bit more points than that, but bet at your own bet at your own discretion. I do like the Jags, though. I'm going to continue on this Jags train, even though I probably shouldn't. The Bears, I can't really confidently bet on them in this spot, so I'm going to go with the Jags. Now moving to Sunday, 1 p.m., first game on my docket was Commanders-Ravens. That's what popped up for me. I don't know. Commanders 6.5 points on the road. I'm going to be a straight square and take the Commanders 6.5. I feel like that's giving them way too many points. I mean, we don't really know if they're good yet, but I do think that there is a lot of talent with Jaden. I think, honestly, Jaden could be like Lamar. I was thinking about today on my drive home from work that, Lamar should have been out of the league like RG3, but he's been able to maintain it. And if Jaden can do the same thing, like Jaden could be very good as well. Just a random thought there. But I do like the Commanders plus 6.5. I feel like that's too many points to give them. I feel like this should be 4.5, 3.5, something like that, even if, like you think the Commanders aren't good. There is something fishy about it, though, which is why I don't love it. I think the Ravens don't really win games they don't blow anyone out. I mean, they beat the Bengals on a field goal. They barely beat the Cowboys after almost choking that away.
Beat the Bills 35-10.
True. So maybe there is something to that, but I don't know. I think the Commanders can keep it close. I feel like the Commanders haven't been blown out yet. They like to stay in there. So my pick is Commanders plus 6.5. Cam, we go to you.
Yeah, I'm going the other side. As much as I've been rooting for the Skins and Jaden Daniels for the majority of the season, just what I saw based off of the offense from the Ravens the past 2 weeks, I can't really see them not outscoring the Skins by at least a touchdown. I'm going to take the points, even though it's on the road. Give me Lamar and the Ravens minus 6.5.
Tiebreaker, Michael, your pick.
Tiebreaker goes to the Washington football team.
I like how we each called them a different iteration of the team name.
6.5 is a lot. especially against a team that's been averaging like over 35 points a game in the past couple weeks. And the Ravens defense is like a very good unit, but they have been giving up a lot of points the last couple weeks, except for 2 weeks ago against the Bills. They only gave up 10. But every other game, it's like high 20s or low 30s. I think this could be a high scoring game. The only thing that gives me concern is the Commanders' defense on the back end, which is like fine, but when you have like an offensive mind and an offensive quarterback who can do as much as Lamar can, throwing the weapons that like aren't big names, but guys that get the job done, like Isaiah Likely and those sorts of guys. I just don't think this game is going to be I don't think it's going to be like 40-20 in that range or anything like that. I think it'll be like a 34-29 or something like that sort of game, high scoring.
I like that score.
Thank you.
Okay. Next game, Cam's favorite team versus least favorite team, Cardinals versus the Packers. Next game.
All right, next game. You can't keep teasing me like that.
I see Packers -5. Michael, I'll let you retake the floor here. Your pick for this one.
I also have Packers -5, and I'm going to take them -5 at home at Lambeau. Cardinals coming off a big win, get a little letdown game. Jordan Love, third week back, has looked all right. Definitely not great, but should do some things against this Cardinals defense, which isn't very good. 5 is a lot, I feel like, for this game. I would think it would be like a 3.5 somewhere, maybe 2.5, but I don't know. Packers at home, I feel like that's a good bet.
I concur. I've been high on this Packers team, and as Doug mentioned, Cardinals are one of my least favorite teams in this league. Just extremely inconsistent, especially I think the win against the 49ers just helps me pick the Packers, honestly. Just definition of a letdown week on the road. As Mikey said, Love's coming back for not just his second, but his third straight start. I think he's going to get back on track. I don't mind him to throw three touchdowns. I think it's kind of going to be a blowout, honestly. I don't even see it being within 10. Give me the Packers -5.
Yeah, I think the spread tells a story. Cardinals coming off that surprise victory last week. I think this is a letdown spot for them. I like the Packers as well. 5 points is kind of that weird like middle territory, but I don't think it's too hard to accomplish. Cardinals, I mean, you're not going to win 2 straight road games against top NFC contenders, in my opinion. So I like the Packers -5. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The Houston Texans head to New England. This was a weird one because I saw that the Patriots were opened at 4.5, +4.5, and now it's
Really?
up to +7. I don't know if CBS Sports was capping or I don't know what happened there, but I have +7 for the Patriots. We can talk about Drake May. Obviously, we have someone repping his jersey tonight. Cam, your pick / thoughts on Drake May coming in for week 6 against the Houston Texans?
Honestly, don't like it, but I'm at the point where I have to buy into it. If we're going this early, then we have to buy in completely. I just had to rep the name on the front of the jersey because it's about the name on the front, not the back. So Drake May, kind of crazy that you said that the line jumped from +4.5 to +7, but I'm going to pick New England. I mean, very biased opinion here for the viewers. Definitely take this game with a grain of salt when it comes to my pick. But not only do I like New England, if you want a little bit of value, I'd go Drake May anytime touchdown. I don't know. This Texans team's kind of sketchy too. Like, I haven't really seen them establish dominance. Like, they're definitely in every game. Like, every team that they've played against hasn't been an absolute blowout. Granted, it's going to be in Foxborough. I mean, they kept the Dolphins, even though I know they had no quarterback play. Foxborough, tough place to play, especially when they play Hell's Bells. And then, Dub, what's the song? This is our house.
Yeah, This
that
Is
you
Our
like to
House.
play? This is
Bon
our
Jovi
house.
banger.
Exactly. Yeah. So, a touchdown game, I don't mind, especially with this. I don't know, second-year quarterback. I guess we can throw that stat in there. But I like Gerard. I like Drake May, rookie quarterback coming in. Why not get your first win at home? But yeah, we'll see. It's more just exciting for me, like for me being a Patriots fan, moving forward, knowing that we got Drake the rest of the way. Even though I'm absolutely terrified that he's going to break every bone in his body, probably on Sunday. Never mind the rest of the year. But yeah, I'm going New England plus a 7.
Yeah, the Patriots have the worst offensive line in the league, probably bottom 3 skill group in the league, maybe worst wide receivers. Defense has looked mid and really.
Did we go over the Polk touchdown? Are we in agreement that that wasn't a touchdown?
Yeah, it was. I agree. It was not a touchdown.
All right. Never mind then.
A rule's a rule, bro. I mean, what are you gonna do?
All right. Keep
It's
going.
it's a shitty rule. I think this is a horrible time to put in May. I mean, I said sit him the whole year. I thought that was maybe a crazy take. Clearly,
No, I agree.
I think there might be higher powers involved here. I think Robert Kraft might have said, we're 1-4 and no one's really going to come to the game, so you better put in Drake because Brissett looks like he can't move. I mean, to be fair, Brissett has played fucking awfully and he can't move out of the pocket. He doesn't want to throw more than 5 yards. So it'll be fun to watch Drake like actually try and make offense work. It might not look good, just due to that offensive line and the weapons he has. I mean, but there could be potential in the weapons. We don't really know when Brissett's throwing like 5-yard out passes to everyone. So I mean, maybe he can get something going with Demario Douglas or Jalen Polk or even Javon Baker, get a good rapport going. I don't really know what's happening on Cam's screen, but
sorry, I got to charge the phone. We're on less than 10%.
I do like the Pats to cover +7. I think this could be a low-scoring game. I think the team could rally behind the change. Apparently, coming out of training camp, May was already a lot better than Brissett. A lot of the guys like May better. So I'm really excited to see Drake May. I just hope, he doesn't end up leaving this game on a stretcher in the hospital. I wanted Drake May from the start. I wanted him over Jaden Daniels. I mean, I could be proven wrong on that because it looks like Jaden Daniels has been pretty good, but we didn't really have the choice of picking him anyway. So I'm really excited for Drake. I hope he is able to stay alive back there. I mean, the Texans have like the best pass rush in the league. I just saw on Twitter. I don't know. I do think that people could rally. The defense could show up. The Texans could overlook us 7 points. I think that might be that's the second biggest spread on the board. I do like the Pats to cover this +7. And this, I'll tease my favorite thing to do, tease the Focus 5. This was my last thing left off in the Focus 5. I almost took it, but didn't. Michael, your pick on this game.
I'm going to be different and take the Texans.
Fuck off.
I mean,
it's probably the smart pick.
It's probably the smart pick because both of you are trying to convince yourselves that the Patriots team is going to become like Drake May is like their spinach and they're just going to be like after this. But I mean, the Patriots aren't a good football team. Drake May, he led them on a sort of an okay drive against the Jets, but he also threw 2 should have been picks in one drive against them.
He got that out of the way.
All right.
Yeah, come on.
The Texans haven't won a game by 4.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that as well.
Which is like a big deal, which makes me question whether or not to take them at 7. But I think this could be a blowout of a game. I don't think the Patriots really stand a chance. I think it could be a game in the first half, and then like midway through the third quarter, end of third quarter, maybe the Texans get a little 2-for-1 opportunity, end of the first half, beginning of the third quarter, something like that, pull away. I don't know. I think Drake May might look okay. I think he could look better than Jacoby Brissett.
He will.
Which
not very hard to do.
All right. Yeah, but Texans it is for me.
I think that also another factor is it's in New England. Crowd's going to be hyped to see Drake.
They're going to be let down early.
And yeah, like you said, the Texans haven't really covered. I mean, they've covered spreads that have been small, but they haven't really like run away with anything yet. So I think this could be a potential upset. Maybe even a Pats money line if the drinks are hit.
Ooh, don't
I don't know.
me.
I don't know. So that'll be interesting. I'm excited to analyze every play of Drake May. It's like we got a new toy now. No more fucking Mac Jones. No more Brissett. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it's good. Can't wait to watch Dan Orlovsky break it down and just destroy my heart. No, he likes Drake May. But all right, enough of Drake May. Next game, Bucks at Saints. Saints plus 3.5. As Michael alluded to, Derek Carr out. I just saw on Twitter that they may start Spencer Rattler. The downside of doing these early in the week is we don't really know what happens with the injuries and stuff, but we can make our most educated guesses. It's either going to be Jake Haener, who got in last night, or Spencer Rattler. Saints plus 3.5 at home. Little hook there. Michael, we'll lead off with you here. What's your thoughts on this one?
You said 3.5?
Yeah.
That's what I got too. I wonder if this line will be more later in the week. I don't know. Jake Haener looked all right in his one drive that I saw last night. But the Saints on a short week with a new quarterback, they're going to have like probably 15 to 20 offensive plays in their playbook is Jake Haener a rookie or is he second year?
Second year.
Yeah, I think he's second year. But this Bucks team, they lose last week? I don't even remember.
Yes, they lost on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. I think it's a Bucks win. This could be a blowout. The Saints defense did not look good on Monday night. But yeah, I'm taking Bucks here.
I'm with you. Bucks minus 3.5, coming off a close loss last week. I think this is a spot where they're going to look to run at it big. Obviously, there's that little battle between Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans. This could be a big Mike Evans game, or it could be a bad Mike Evans game. But even then, I mean, it could be a Godwin game. I don't know, but that'll be fun to watch them play because every time they play, they just beef. The 3.5 scares me a little bit, but not really, because I just think the Bucks are way better at this point. The Saints have been proven to be frauds. Bucks coming off a bad loss, Saints coming off a loss, but it wasn't like a terrible loss. You lost to the best team in the NFL. Carr's out, morale could be different. Usually, the new quarterback could change things, but I don't really have faith in Jake Haener or Spencer Rattler playing his first ever NFL snaps to come in and cover the spread against a bona fide playoff team this year and from last year as well. So I'll take the Bucks minus 3.5 on the road. Cam, your pick?
Yeah, I'm going the same side, Bucks. Especially coming off the loss on Thursday night, kind of brutal. I think the offense played pretty well. And then the Saints, even though it seemed like they were kind of competing with the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs kind of slowed it down to make it seem like they were in the game when they necessarily weren't. Especially as you guys mentioned, how it's either going to be Rattler or whoever came in. I forget how to pronounce his name, but I'm definitely going to go with the Bucks minus 3.5.
All right, all in agreement there. Next one, Browns at Eagles. This is our biggest spread on the board. Eagles minus 8.5 coming off a bye week. I'll start this one off. This is my last week. I'm putting it out as a statement that I'll put any faith in the Browns, but with a big spread, 8.5, I'll take the Browns. Eagles, even coming off a bye week, I just can't trust them. And I do think there's still a chance that the Browns defense at any moment could just come out and still be shut down. Eagles haven't really put teams away yet, even when they've won. Close win over the Packers, close win over the Saints. So I think this game could get close. Browns are teetering on people could start getting fired, people could start getting benched. So it's really like, let's go here. I don't know if Nick Chubb's going to play. I know he started practicing. I think he has 3 weeks to come back in. So it could be, if Nick Chubb plays, that could be very big for the Browns. But I like the Browns plus 8.5. Just, biggest spread on the board. We got to take those spreads. So I'm taking the Browns plus 8.5. Cam, nodding in agreement.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dogs, even though it is going to be the first week that A.J. Brown and Devontae are going to be on the field at the same time. Like you said, the spread's just too big for me. I have zero faith in this Eagles team blowing out anybody in the league, even though it is the Browns. I think I mentioned it earlier with the Kansas City Chiefs. It kind of seems like whatever game they win is more of a sigh of relief as opposed to a victory. So I think this one, maybe the Eagles win, but I don't think they can win by double digits or maybe 9 if you want to get some scoregami math out there. But no, give me the Browns plus 8.5 on that game.
I'm with both of you. You both said it all. Even coming off the bye, which is should be a big up for the Eagles. Like you just don't, you can't have faith in them.
Yeah.
watching them this year or at the end of last year.
Hmm.
This is scary how much we're in alignment. I don't like it.
I know.
I love it. I love it.
I think we're still at 1:00 with this next one. Colts at the Titans. Titans coming off a bye, +1. Michael, we kick back to you. Your
Yeah,
thought here.
it's the last 1:00 game. Wait, what did you say this spread was?
I have Titans +1.
Basically, pick them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking the Titans here, coming off the bye. First year head coach off the bye. You never know how the bye week will treat him. But Anthony Richardson.
Why do we keep doing this?
Anthony Richardson is going to be the starting quarterback this week. We'll see if he makes it through the whole game. If he does make it through the whole game, I'll be more confident in my pick. If he doesn't and Joe Flacco gets into the game, then I will be scared. But I'm taking the Titans.
I think
it's a Mason Rudolph game.
Is Jonathan Taylor coming back?
I don't give a fuck. Give me the Colts -30.5, actually. I don't know why you guys keep doing this. Like, you're putting way too much faith in this Tennessee Titans team. Week after week.
Week after week.
I think they're the worst team in football. Like, I think the Patriots would beat them by 10, honestly. And I don't think the Colts, whether it's Richardson or Flacco, are a bad football team. Maybe they're inconsistent, but there's no way they lose to Tennessee Titans. Definitely give me the Colts -1 and -1. Is it at Dub? I had -1.5.
Yeah.
Give me -1. Perfect. They're definitely going to be part of my Focus 5. So give me the Colts.
Going off my controversial pick from 3 weeks ago, I've permanently banned the Titans from my list. Even coming off a bye, just can't do it. I don't know. Just from what I've seen, they got their little win over the Dolphins. That's really, all you need is one win every 4 weeks to be like, okay, they're not going to do for a win or anything. So I like the Colts. I don't know. This might be a very close game. I understand the closeness and spread. Colts on the road. If it's Anthony Richardson, you don't really know what's going to happen. But if Jonathan Taylor plays, I feel very confidently that the Colts will win. I do feel confident that they'll win either way. Flacco, Richardson, whoever. But I think the Colts get this done. Titans, I just, I can't trust after what they've done to me. So I like the Colts. Heading to 4:00, we have the Chargers coming off a bye week in Denver. Chargers -3 on the road. I'll start this one out. This one is a hard one for me to pick. I do like what the Broncos have been doing, but Chargers off a bye and they're -3 on the road. I think Vegas is telling us a little story there. So I'll take the Chargers -3. Not my favorite pick on the board, but I think I can't trust this Broncos team as far as I can throw them. They might lose this game, but it'll be by one possession. 3-2. Like I just look at the records, and like the Broncos being 3-2 is like a little too high for me. So I think they can drop down to 3-2 easily, or 3-3. Chargers need a win as well. They've lost 2 straight, I think. So give me the Chargers -3 on the road. Not my favorite pick, but I'm taking them. Cam, your pick.
Yeah, kind of going based off what you were saying. This is my least favorite pick of the entire Sunday slate. Actually, the entire week slate. But I'm going to take Denver plus the 3 points at home, coming off a win. I don't know what this Chargers team really is, honestly. I know Herbert's been finding Quentin Johnston quite a bit, and J.K. Dobbins kind of seems like he's revitalizing his career, but I don't know. I like the Broncos plus 3 at home. Kind of a pick 'em for me. I honestly didn't have much faith going into this, so if you're listening to this, probably don't pick this game based off my analysis, but I'm going for the Dubcast plus 3, Denver at home.
I'm with you. I have Broncos in this game, mostly because of Mile High and the fact that Chargers are, I think, coming off a bye as well. I don't know. The Chargers team is just like weird. They don't have any receivers other than Quentin Johnston, and he's like 3 catches a game, maybe. They got Ladd McConkey.
Ladd's looks solid, I think.
Yeah, he has been coming up the last couple weeks. But I don't know. Herbert, I think he's all the way back, and he should be healthy following the bye week. But Broncos team is just like feisty, I feel like. You never know what you're going to get, but they're going to play hard. And they've looked bad the last couple weeks. Beat the Jets, beat whoever they played last week. But yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. I think they'll win outright also.
Interesting.
Yeah. Weren't you supposed to be a hater of the Broncos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry.
I am.
I think that'll be good because whenever I go against both of you guys, I win usually. So next
Okay.
game, Steelers at Raiders. Raiders +3 at home. No Devontae Adams for the rest of the season. He's going to be traded in the next coming days. Tomorrow morning, according to Michael, after Aaron Rodgers announces it after they didn't
Pat
even
McAfee show.
after they didn't even consult him about firing Robert Salah, they're going to just tell him that, hey, we got Devontae for you.
Salah?
You can go break it
No.
on.
He's gonna tell the world that they have to trade for him or else he'll retire.
Oh yeah, he'll pull one of those. The old
That
classic
makes more sense.
threat.
Okay, got it.
Come on, lock it in.
So Raiders are +3 at home against the Steelers. Steelers tough last 2 weeks, 2 straight losses. Raiders also lost last week. I think did they win 2 weeks
They
ago?
lost to the Panthers. Yeah, I think they lost to the Panthers the week before.
No, they beat the. Oh yeah, true.
Boots
All
on the
right.
ground.
Cam, we'll start with you. I have a feeling which way you're going, but
Yeah, I'm going to Steelers. Not a Raiders fan, especially without their best weapon on offense. I don't know. Like this Steelers team, even though like they lost the past 2 weeks, especially that last game against Dallas, very close game, and the Steelers didn't really have much expectation going into this year. I think Fields is outplayed what they thought he was going to be. I mean, he was going to be the backup basically to Russell, but now they can see that he can win games. Maybe they open the playbook a little bit more for him. I also just don't really have much faith in this Raiders team, even if it is in Vegas. So give me the Steelers -3.
Michael.
Yeah, I'm with you. No, Devontae's big. He's going to be a Jet tomorrow afternoon.
So Rogers is gonna go on the
Can
show.
we put a bet on that actually on Devontae?
Rogers is gonna go on the show, and then they're gonna instantly be like, "All right, here's your second rounder. We got to get him, or else." Like,
no, it's not going to be a second. It's going to be like a third and a fifth.
They've been steadfast that they're getting a second.
The new GM of the Jets.
Yes, you always trust the GM who's trying to get the most for their player who's on the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm taking the Steelers. I've been like sort of surprised about Justin Fields. He's looked pretty, I wouldn't say pretty good, but he's looked better than I thought he would as a thrower of the football. And I think they should have him doing a little bit more running, like designed run sort of things, but they haven't been, at least the last week. And then I'm not sure about the week before, but especially this Sunday night or Monday night. But he's looked pretty good throwing the ball, and I think they could open up their offense a little bit if they get him on designed rollouts or even like just designed QB runs, that sort of thing. And then this Raiders team, they got their Devontae hate bump, and then they lost 2 games in a row, and I think they're on a downward spiral. And Vegas is not a home field advantage.
Agreed.
I'm with you guys. Steelers -3. Raiders, I just don't really have faith in. Steelers still have a really good defense. I don't know. I think Vegas likes the Raiders maybe because they're the hometown team. It seems like they're getting like pretty weird spreads. I don't know if they're expecting them to just pop out. I don't know who the quarterback's even going to be the Raiders. So give me the Steelers. Probably the unders in play as usual. Probably a low scoring game, probably like 17-12 or something like that. But I trust the Steelers to get this done. Steelers have also lost 2 straight, so this is kind of like a get back spot for them. So I like the Steelers here. Continuing with the 4:00 window, we have the Falcons in Charlotte, in Carolina, heading to the Panthers home stadium. Panthers +6 at home. I'll start this one out. I fell for the honey trap last week of taking the Panthers plus points. I'm flipping Falcons -6. I don't love it just due to the nature of their win last week. It could be a letdown spot, could be a Red Rocket day, but I mean that team is just really awful, one of the worst teams in football. So give me the Falcons. I think they could potentially be up like 3 or 4 scores. It suddenly gets close because Red Rocket comes back, but 6 points. I'm comfortable with it. I'll take the Falcons.
You
Cam?
want to go to boots on the ground? Yeah.
Yeah, boots on the
Give me the
ground.
Falcons. Definitely -6. I would even go as far to say -14.5. Not even close.
Why
bet you
half? Why take that 14.5?
just because. I just don't think it's even worth just don't bet on this Panthers team. I don't know why people. It's like the same thing with the Titans, Mikey. Just don't. Why would you do it? I think Kirk kind of just blows him out of the water. Andy Dalton's definitely I think this is a wake up call for all the shitty North Carolina or Charlotte Panther fans. Just it's not happening. Don't expect anything unreal coming from Andy Dalton. I think the Falcons kind of give him a wake up call and win by at least 2 scores. So definitely give me the Falcons -6 on the road.
Yep, I'm with you. Panthers have fooled me once and also probably fooled me twice, and they're not going to fool me a third time.
Good.
This is getting scary. I don't really like how we're all agreeing.
No, I love it. Team ride.
Next one, Lions at Cowboys. This should be a fun game. I'm sure this will be Brady's 15th time announcing the Cowboys. Cowboys +3.5 at home. Michael, kick back to you. Your pick here.
I'm digging the Lions. I watched the Cowboys on Sunday night. Was it Sunday?
The one game. The one
Sunday
game.
night,
You
yes.
watched?
And they did not look good as a team. I don't know if Micah Parsons will be back or DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm not sure. But I just don't want to bet for any team from the NFC East because, except for the commies, but
The Skins, I think you mean.
the team.
The team.
The team.
But I like the Lions. I'm a fan of Jared Goff and his wife. And yeah, I'm taking the Lions.
Cool.
I'm not going to talk much about the wife, but yeah, give me the Lions -3.5. This is one of my favorite picks of the week. We'll get into it on the Focus 5, but don't really have much more to say. Definitely give me the Lions -3.5 on the road.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys, but not in this game. I like the Lions -3.5. Continuing this trend, I guess we're all going to have the same record mostly, but just can't trust the Cowboys. Even in Jerry World, we saw them get destroyed by the Saints. This could very well be a 3-3 team. I feel like they're going to be teetering on 500. There's games where the Cowboys are going to win against mid to lower tier competition, but the Lions are arguably the best team in football right now. Definitely top 3 or 4. So I got to go with the Lions. I could see a situation where it comes down to a field goal and they don't cover that little hook, 3.5. Could be a little dangerous hook there, but I like the Lions, maybe even by 7. If you're going to take this game, might as well take the touchdown because that offense is very high flying. As Michael mentioned, there are injuries defensively for the Cowboys that didn't impact the game against the Steelers because it's the Steelers offense, but this Lions offense is potent. We just saw them put a number on the Seahawks, so I like the Lions -3.5. Sunday Night Football, a game that shockingly didn't get flexed somehow. We have the Bengals versus the Giants in New York. Giants +3.5. I'm going to take the Bengals -3.5. Hook again, 3.5. Don't love it, but Giants coming off last week, little bit of a, some wouldn't say a lucky win, a game they weren't supposed to win. I don't think they pulled it off 2 times in a row. This Bengals team needs to win. The Giants even have 2 wins. The Bengals have 1 win. This is everything's on the line here. Zach Taylor's job could potentially be on the line. T. Higgins, there's implications there if he's playing on the franchise tag. So I think there's a lot of questions that may arise if the Bengals lose this game. Clearly, that hasn't worked with my method for the Jets. I'm betting on them, but we can talk about them in a minute. But I like the Bengals to cover this 3.5. It could get wonky because it's Sunday night in New York, and Giants do tend to play well at home. But I don't know. I feel like Daniel Jones has been too good, and in prime time, he's just gonna have a nice little 2 or 3 pick game. Cam?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. Definitely definition of a get right spot for the Bengals. Their offense has looked good the past 2 weeks. Kind of high flying, especially Jamar Chase turning it on. I cannot see this Giants team keeping it up, even though they ended up beating that Seahawks team last week. Even though they're at home on Sunday night, prime time could be low scoring, but I don't know. I just have more faith in Joe Burrow as opposed to Daniel Jones, which I think is what it ultimately comes down to. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals minus 3.5.
I'm different. I got the Giants in
Thank
this
you.
one. Keeping. Oh, we lost Cam.
He's still there. He just went black screen
All right.
for some reason.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I don't know if the Giants will win, but I think they'll keep it close. I think it's going to be a big Malik Neighbors game. Could see like another 150-yard game from him. The Bengals defense is not good. We've seen them over the first 5 weeks be not good. Bengals offense is pretty potent, and the Giants defense is, I'd say, a little bit below average. So I could see this game being like a 35-32 game or something like that. I don't know if the Giants are going to be able to score that much, keep up with them, but if they can figure it out in the red zone, this should be a good game. I don't know if you can flex games out this early in the season also.
You can, but they had to do it like 2 weeks ago. They started the clock early this year.
All right,
Yeah.
sorry, Commissioner Dub. Jesus
Yeah.
It's not
Christ.
commissioner. I just fucking keep up
All
the
right,
league.
all right, you don't have to yell. Come on, I got
But
neighbors.
yeah, I'm going to be different and
Jeez.
take the Giants because we can't keep agreeing on this.
Yeah, it's bad.
Fair.
Voodoo.
Okay.
Bad PR.
Last game. Bills at Jets plus 2.5. Cam, why don't you lead us off here?
Yeah, give me the Bills minus 2.5. Coming off a loss. I'm not a massive fan of the whole like head coach firing comeback game. I don't care, especially on a Monday night, low scoring game. I'm sure the Jets defense is very good. Like they have played pretty well, but if they can't beat a Vikings team, I mean, I think this is kind of Josh Allen game written all over it. I think he kind of dominates in New York. Give me the Bills minus 2.5, and then I'll have another little way for the Focus 5 on that as well.
Michael, you want to end us out or you want me to go?
I'll go.
All right.
Josh Allen against the Jets the past 3 years has not been good. He's 3-3. He's thrown more picks than touchdowns. I think this is a game that is a good game. It's a game in the fourth quarter, but the Jets come out on top. I do think the head coach bump will be a little bit of a factor. I think the guys will come out. I don't know if they'll score a touchdown on the first drive. I don't know if maybe they'll get a field goal, but they've scored 0 points on the first drive this year on offense. So I think that changes, and I think they come out on top and take the first seed in the AFC East after having 2 horrible losses in a row.
So
Okay.
I'll break the tie. I'm taking the Jets, but this is my last time. If the Jets lose this game, I'm done. But I do think the head coaching change can change things. I do think Ulbrich may be of a bit of a brick, but it doesn't really matter if you change head coaches. Like, that's a boost for you. This was a very teeter back and forth game for me. I like the Bills a lot. Obviously, coming off 2 straight losses, not good look. Prime time again, but I don't know. I think this could be like a similar situation to what happened 2 years ago. And Rodgers was hurt, but I don't think he's going to get hurt again. But I think the Jets pull this one out at home in New York. The fans, if things start going awry, then there might be boos, but I just don't see that happening. I think the Jets can keep it close, win this game outright. And then everyone's kind of 3-3, or the Jets and the Bills are 3-3. Everything kind of resets in the AFC East. Obviously, changes have been made for the Jets. Things will need to readjust for the Bills. I'm not really worried about the Bills, but who knows what will happen.
How many catches for Devontae in this game?
0.
He's not going to be able to learn the playbook, so 0, yeah.
He knows the playbook. Come on, he played for him before.
He played the Hackett offense. He'll come in and have like 1 catch and just be a decoy the whole game, and then it'll be like a huge Garrett game. I like the Jets though. I think this will be a very close game, and there is something else I'm taking in this game. I'll tease that for the Focus 5, which we will now segment to. So last week, quick little recap. Michael 3-2, very impressive record. Cam, with your parlays 1-4. Odds wise, probably was. I don't know. I told you to make a statement about that, but if you don't want to, this kid just makes parlays.
We'll get into it in the next Focus 5.
And then I was 3-1-1. So records on the year, I'm 14-9-1 on my Focus 5s. Mikey, you are 5-10, and Cam, you are 5-10 overall. So both of you 5-10. So let's see. I'm gonna put this here. So as per tradition, Michael, take us away with your Focus 5 after I put this banner on.
Is that tradition? I didn't realize that was a tradition.
Mikey's
You go first, then
Focus
Cam.
5.
All right.
Wait. No, you can
Whoa,
go. I'll just change
dude,
it.
Why am I waiting?
You can go.
All right. So yeah, I did a little bit of I put some Cam type touchdown score, money line sort of deals in there. Did a couple over unders, you know. So the first one, we got the Seahawks money line, as well as a Kenneth Walker touchdown.
Solid.
I think that's a lock personally, but that's why it's on my Focus 5. And then we got Kami's money line at 6.5 point underdogs. I did not put that with a touchdown score. You can if you want. Probably would be like a.
Oh, I already
Brian
got one. Don't
Robinson,
worry.
maybe.
Yeah, I already got it.
Is that Brian Robinson in there?
Yeah, I got it coming. Don't worry. Next segment.
Terry.
And then I got Texans Patriots. I'm going over 38.5. It could be a high scoring game. Surprising, I know. I went over on the Pats last week. It did not work very well for me.
Yeah, I was geeking listening to that this morning.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to go for the I don't even know what. It was super low line. It was like 30, wasn't it?
35 or something, which was
That's
crazy.
Patriots football, baby.
Yeah. So that's my 3. And then we got Giants money line and a Malik Neighbors touchdown. And then the last one, we got Jets Bills, and I'm going to take the over. And I'm also going to take Josh Allen with more than 1.5 interceptions.
Risque. I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Cam, take us away.
I mean, we've kind of known my little spiel when it comes to Focus 5. I like to present a little bit of value. I know that we're focused on the spread on the Dubcast, but here, a lot of my bets that I like to bet on are going to be a lot of plus money parlays. And if even one of the 5 hits, that typically not only makes your money back on whatever you placed on the rest of them, but you make more. So thankfully, that's exactly what happened last week. So going the same route. First one, we're going to do Jags money line and the Colts money line in a parlay. That's going to be pick number 1. Pick number 2, we're going to go, since it didn't work last week, probably run it back. I'm a huge Josh Allen touchdown fan with the Bills money line. So that's going to be pick number 2. Pick number 3, we've already run this and it hit on not the previous episode, but the one before that. We're going to do Gibbs and Montgomery touchdown with the Lions money line. I think if they establish the run game, both of them score. And then not only if both of them score, it seems very likely that the Lions win. That's my 3rd Focus 5. 4th is going to be another little team parlay. We got Green Bay, who I've obviously been a massive fan of. I love the Steelers this week, and also the Bucks. I think I mentioned on the Dubcast. So that's going to be the Packers, Steelers, Bucks, all money line in a parlay for the 4th pick. And then the 5th one, last and final. Mikey kind of teed it off. Give me the Skins. I know I picked the Ravens minus 6.5. This is to hedge it. I'm using this as a Focus 5 as a little bit of a, opportunity to make a little bit more money as opposed to just banking on one bet. So I'm going to go Skins money line with a Robinson touchdown and a Daniels touchdown. So we're going to get a lot of value there.
Lord.
Hey, I'm just saying Robinson scored 2 pretty quickly, and I think Robinson scored 2 in the first quarter last week. If you do one read option there, Daniels puts one in. They might have 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. So, and if they score 2 in the first quarter, I think the Washington Redskins ended up winning. So that seems like a good money line value to me.
What's that, like plus 1,000?
Well, it's on Tuesday, so I can't get a fucking value on it. I wish we could postpone it till maybe Thursday or Friday. But
well, blame the NFL for having to milk every game and every day and have a fucking Thursday night game.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, but we could. All right, never mind. But that's Cam's Focus 5. If you want a little bit more value, like I said, don't expect a fucking 5 out of 0 like every single week because there's going to be multiple parlays in there.
Well,
I got the Colts money line.
I was thinking we could just do like a Thursday preview cast and then redo it, but then like as the week goes on, we just get more busy, So I feel like early week's good for
Yeah.
Cam Freeze or.
No, I'm just not reacting.
So who else did you take? Brian Robinson and Terry?
No, Daniels. Robinson,
right.
Daniels, and Washington money line.
Brian Robinson isn't on this book for some reason, so I wish.
Oh, good.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, some real picks. My Focus 5. Here we go.
The shitty ones. Here we go.
Bucks at Saints -3.5. As mentioned, don't trust Jake Hayner or Spencer Rattler, so I think this will be an easy win for the Bucks. Commanders +6.5 on the road. Don't love it in Baltimore, but a lot of points there. I think this could be a potential field goal game, potential overtime game even. I do see a lot of people scoring, maybe even Jane Daniels or Brian Robinson to help support your guys' picks as well. So we're all in collusion there. I lied, and I am taking the Pats +7 as one of my Focus 5. That's very biased, and I don't know, that's probably going to fail now. But Drake May, I see the vision. He could be the next Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, or the fusion between them.
Next Tom Brady.
No, he's not Tom Brady. He's going to be mobile. He's a new generation quarterback, all right? We already had Brady. Next pick, Colts -1 in Tennessee. Tennessee's in the ban list, so Colts, love it. Feeling the wave on the Colts every week, so I'm liking them here. Last pick, Michael already said it as part of one of his parlays, but I love the Jets-Bills over 41. Cam, you said low scoring, but I think this could be points. The Bills have dropped basically 30 points in every game except for that one game against the Ravens.
And last week.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Jets defense doesn't really impress me. The Bills defense doesn't really impress me. I think this is a get-back game for the Jets. I think they can finally put points on the board. Basically, one of them just has to get to 20, and we're kind of there already. I mean, get to like late 20s. I think it could be pretty much over there. So I like that over a lot. So, Cam, I'll leave the floor open for you for college, even though I never tell you that I do. Big game this week, Oregon, Ohio State. I was boots on the ground in Ohio State last weekend.
Can I get a spread on that? Do you know off the top of your head?
Ohio State -4.5 on the road in Oregon.
Give me Oregon +4.5 at home. I was always leaning Oregon. I think Oregon money line. I don't really have much faith in this Ohio State team. I think they collapse. I think Dylan Gabriel steps up, even though it hasn't looked very pretty. I necessarily wouldn't make this my lock of the college football weekend, but if I gave a little bit more heads up on that I was making college football play, put a little bit more research. But if I have the pick on the Ohio State-Oregon game, give me Oregon +4.5 at home.
Did you bet UFC this weekend?
I did not. No, I didn't really like the card, honestly.
I'm stalling. I need to get something up. So someone stall for like.
I believe I saw UMass +21.5 against Mizzou. Give me UMass +21.5, please, and thank you.
Okay.
That's Cam's college football lock of the weekend.
All right. Now this segment is dedicated. New segment on the Dubcast. Might not happen every week, but when we get fans' feedback, we need to respond. So we have a comment from Irvin Rajola 1357 in the.
It's Areola, actually.
Oh, my bad. Areola.
Areola.
As a faithful podcast host, we got to be respectful to the viewers. So he says, I see the guy on the right, in reference to Mr. Cam, ditched the wine bottle for some fake sunglasses this week. That was last week. So your response to our faithful YouTube commenters.
No, these are real. I stole these from my pool, and it was a very rich-looking white lady that was wearing these, and I thought that they looked better on me than her, so I took them.
You're just admitting to a crime on a YouTube live stream. That's a good idea.
Well, she left them. She went back to her apartment, and they were just finders keepers, losers sweepers. So,
True.
I'd also like to thank our sponsor, Club Tales, for their high quality drinks that are 10% on the Dubcast. And
This
so
is
you
all
just-
cap.
what do you mean? No. Sex on the Beach by Club Tales, sponsored by this show. Appreciate all of the work that you've done for us and putting Dub on the map for his podcast and making this live stream real. So thank you again, Club Tales.
Many thanks. Any parting words before we go? Do you guys want to stream every week, or do you want to do the recording version better?
I don't know. I kind of like the little campaign little. Do you like
We could get
Jared
some
Goff
cameos
or
in here,
Christian
you know?
McCaffrey's wife better?
Yeah.
If we, I think we could schedule like every Tuesday, 9 p.m. or something like that, 8:45,
Yeah,
whatever.
Tuesdays are best. Yeah, I'm sure the scheduling conversation doesn't have to be live on air, but yeah.
True. All right. I think we might disappear after I end this stream. So thank you everyone for showing out to the stream. I'm not sure if I'm just going to edit this and put it into another video or not. So this might be the only episode for the week. If it is, I'll be back with a short college football video. Movie reviews in the way, just recorded Nightcrawler. We got 300 and we got The Gentleman.
Ooh, 300 is a good one. Ooh,
yeah.
The Gentleman's also a good one. Damn.
Some flight movies. Some flight movies were watched, so the reviews on those will be up shortly. Survivor this week as well, and we'll be back next week for week 7 of NFL.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, everyone. Win your bets this week, and good luck to you.